Author's note. Life seemed to stop for me after the Gatumba massacre. I lived every day terrified of what had happened that night. Even now, I still relive the worst night of my life, long after the world has stopped caring. I heard a man, Agathon Rwasa, go on public radio and confess to having killed my sweet sister along with 165 people. And then he went on to run for president of Burundi. As I watched the world continue to spin, I stood there wondering what I had done for God to grant me such a life. I wondered why I stayed while others did not. I stood numb year after year. I heard the deafening silence of the whole world. I was waiting for someone to tell me that I mattered. I wrote this book because I was tired of outsiders always writing my history, my present, and my future. I have spent my life being just statistics and pages, talking about how many of Congo's children are hungry, out of school, or living in conflict. I was tired of simply existing between the lines of articles and books that were written by people who had never met me and knew very little of what it was like to be me. I wrote How Dare the Sun Rise to tell my story, Deborah's story, and the stories of the millions of people who feel invisible. I refuse to let the lives that were lost in Gatumba be forgotten. I refuse to stop seeking justice. I refuse to be silenced. Even with my last breath, I will seek justice for Gatumba. How Dare the Sun Rise is a testament to the failure of Agathon Rwasa and Force Nationale de Libération. These men have ended the lives of 166 people, but they started a fire in me. As long as I'm still alive, they have failed. As long as people hear my story, they have failed. As long as I keep fighting, they have failed. This book is a declaration of my independence. It is the story of how hatred failed and love and justice prevailed. My hope is that my story serves as inspiration for those who have been harmed by the very institutions that were meant to protect them. There is power in our voices. The more of us speak up, the more likely we are to be heard. Our communities cannot thrive if some of us are made to feel like we do not matter. I hope this book inspires more people to stand up for the voiceless. Don't let your silence be another person's death. Fighting for each other is the only way we all win.